Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. This is Empress Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons. So today, you guys, we are talking about cutting season, aka reaping season. So it is my intention to live more aligned with the seasons, right? Summer, fall, spring, winter, with the seasons. And so during those times, I choose to go with the ebb and flow of life, to remain grounded and centered and maintain my relationship with the Most High, right? And not just the Most High, but in everything, all of my relationships with myself, my relationships with other people, in an effort to learn more about the seasons. I stumbled across this beautiful goddess. This episode is partly inspired by her. Her name is Leah Penniman, and I'll just tell you a little bit about Leah. Leah Penniman is the co-director and farm manager of Soul Fire Farm, founded in 2010. Her mission is to reclaim our inherent right to belong to the earth and have agency in the food system as Black and brown people. She has over 20 years of experience as a soil steward and food sovereignty activist. She has worked with farmers in various countries, including Ghana, Haiti, and Mexico. Leah is also the author of Farming While Black, and you can learn more about Leah Penniman at soulfirefarm.org, and I will also put her link down below. Shout out to you, Leah. Keep up the good work. So what I've learned about farming, right, in the agricultural seasons in fall, which officially starts September 22nd, so it'll be coming up in the Northern Hemisphere, okay? In the fall season, this is what happens. Late September to early December is the time where farmers get to see the reward of their growing season. This is called harvest, and harvest starts in mid-September, so we're almost in harvest season. The winter is early December to late February, and this is for time of rest. The spring is late March to late June, and this is the time to put the crops in the ground. This is planting season. Now, the season that we're currently in is summer. Summer is from July to early September, can be a make or break for most farmers. This is the time where you put fertilizer and pesticides out. This is the time to check the conditions of your field. This is the time where you focus on balance, right? The perfect amount of rain, sunlight, and heat produces the best crops. This is what I call the improvement season, also known as the reaping season. Okay, so now that I have given you the background information on the various types of seasons, let's talk about myths and truths. So I hear a lot of people say, life is hard. Life is hard. That is a myth, right? The truth is, life does not have to be hard. Life was not meant to be hard. And life becomes easier when you release what weighs you down. So, during this time of cutting season, okay, this is the time where you can improve on what's going on in your life. This is the time where you can prepare to get ready for your harvest. And if you haven't done any work yet, you still have a little bit of time, right? Because we're almost in late September, and that's when the harvest begins to come in, right? So what happens during cutting season? Okay, in cutting season, it means exactly how it sounds. You're going to cut some things out. You're going to improve on some things, whether it be habits, limiting beliefs, people, places, things, right? This is a time where you're going to fill your own cup. And yes, I am referring to self-love. Self-love, you guys, is the best gift that you can give yourself. It's a gift of unconditional love. It is so divine, right? It is the most divine gift that you can give yourself. And this process is different from everyone because it's a demonstration of what self-love means to you. So whatever that is, whatever self-love is for you, do that, right? Because this process is all about you. Now let's talk about the side effects. When you go through your cutting season, aka your reaping season, aka your improvement season, right? Some people will get angry and leave. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, as a farmer, wouldn't you be happy, right, if weeds would just go away on their own? Wouldn't you be happy? Because weeds, too many weeds in your crop can choke out, right, your harvest, and you don't want that. So if people get angry as you go through your cutting season and they leave, that is a blessing in disguise, right? Now, others will get angry and they will try to stay, even though they are being cut, right? They will try to stay. You have to stand your ground, right? And you have to bless and release people from your life. And you have some that will watch you from a distance while they try to block your blessings. Oh my goodness. That is what the pesticides are for, right? It's to get rid of all of those people, those blessing blockers, right? These people will want to try to control you, and they cannot, and they will be angry that they cannot control you. So to all of you control freaks out there, okay, we have some pesticide just for you, and it's called self-love, where we fill our own cup. All of that energy that you were getting before, no longer will you be getting that. No longer will you be drinking out of our cup. We will be drinking out of our own cup of self-love, right? Because this is cutting season. And then just in case you forget, I'm going to let Samuel L. Jackson tell you. You are not in control. Now let's take a sidebar here and talk about energy. Energy is all around, okay? And let me explain why it's important to go through your cutting season. Energy affects our body, right? It affects your nervous system. It can affect your mind, your spirit, your body, right? All three components of who you are, right? And so because of that, you need to cut out all of the negative energy out of your life, all of the stress. And you guys know about all the scientific studies where, it says stress can kill, and things like that, because you can feel that energy and it affects you, right? And I was thinking in terms of energy, like doing the whole thing that's going on right now in the world, you ever wonder why they tell us to stay 6 feet apart from each other? Because that is your energy field, right? Your energy field extends 6 feet all the way around you, right? 6 feet from the center. So when you are 6 feet apart from each other, you should not be feeling the next person next to you, right? And shout out to all my empaths out there who pick up on energy. You should not be feeling the people next to you. But when you have people in your energetic field, you can not only feel them, but they can affect your mind, your body, and your spirit. So cutting season is so necessary. And for me, cutting season is required. Now, pain is temporary, right? Shout out to Eric Thomas. Pain is temporary. And when you go through cutting season, you may experience some pain. Okay, you may or you may not. But if you do, just know that pain is a signal of danger. It's shouting at you. It's like a flashing light that says sharp turn ahead. It may tell you that there's a hole in the road, that there's a cliff. You need to slow down or whatever, right? Pain is a form of protection, right? But some people, those people that will get angry and all of that I explained before, those people will get stuck in the pain. And they will believe that pain is normal. And it will become normal for them, right? Not for us, but for them. And so what you have to understand is that those type of people will be like a hamster stuck on a karmic wheel. because they will fail to learn the lessons that the pain is trying to teach them. They will fail to see the lesson and whatever is going on. So if you are experiencing pain right now, okay, find the lesson in your situation. Find the lesson, learn the lesson, right? And then take that information, that wisdom forward with you and get off the hamster wheel. I've been hearing this term, the great resignation, the great resignation. And so I got Regis' email today, and shout out to you, Regis, right? And Regis, they have office locations if you're co-working. They have office locations all over the world, right, that you can lease out. No, they are not sponsoring this episode, not yet. But we are open to sponsorship if you guys are interested, right? Just DM us, right? And so Regis was talking about, they had this article in the email that talked about the great resignation. And so I was like, okay, what is that? And so what I learned today was that a lot of people are resigning from their job, right? They are coming to themselves. They are going through their cutting season. And they're like, hey, I don't like what I'm doing. Or I'm not being paid, my value, my worth, what I bring to the table. And I'm going to go ahead and go do something different. So a lot of people are resigning from their jobs. How awesome is that? They're going through their cutting season. So I saw this quote online, and it said, if you lose someone, but you find yourself, you won. I'll repeat it. If you lose someone, but you find yourself, you won. The cutting season is all about you. It's about choosing you. Choosing what's best for you. And I'm not talking about from a selfish, narcissistic way, okay? Let's be clear. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about from a healthy perspective. I'm talking about putting the mask on your face first, then helping others, right? Then helping others. So what are the benefits of cutting season? The first benefit of cutting season is that you'll go through a rebirth process. You'll gain mental clarity. You'll have less stress. You'll have increase in your peace, your joy, your happiness. You'll have more third eye clarity, right? Your money will go up because you will recognize who you are and the power that you have. So the first benefit of cutting season is rebirth, right? Number 2, you receive a return on your investment. And the return on your investment is your harvest. Now, at first, I thought reaping and harvest were the same thing. And no, they are not. Reaping is the cutting process right before harvest. And harvest is the process where you gather up all of the ripe crop from the fields, right? Harvest is the process where you receive your rewards from the seeds that you planted during planting season in the spring, right? So reaping and harvest, they're not the same thing, people, okay? I didn't know either. It's okay. I didn't know either at first, right? So in this process, you receive a return on your investment, and that is your harvest. 3, the third benefit of going through the cutting process is that you gain healthy relationships because you release the unhealthy ones. And as a result, you will have a more healthy relationship with yourself, and you will have a more healthy relationship with others. And that's what it's all about, right? In the end, nobody's talking about how much money they had in the bank, how many cars, boats, yachts, mansions, and all that kind of stuff. Nobody's talking about that. When the rubber meets the road and you come to yourself, you are faced with yourself, and you are asked what matters most. No one talks about things, okay? No one talks about material things. They talk about people. They talk about the love, the joy, the peace. Those are the things that matter. And that is the third benefit that you receive after you go through your cutting season. And I'll leave you with this one final quote. We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond. That's Gwendolyn Brooks. So there you have it, you guys. I am not my sister's keeper. I am my sister. This is Imani Sankofa. It's been my privilege and my honor to serve you today. Don't forget to go over to houseofsacredlove.com, where you will find online courses that will help you go through your cutting season. And until we speak again, be the light.